Hey guys, so originally I was not going to make this video. I did my top 5 tarot decks of 2024 or of 2023, excuse me. I will leave it linked in the cards below. And then grad school got to me and it didn't happen for me. So I wasn't going to post, and then I saw Wicked Moonlight posted hers, and I was like, you know what? Let's do it. So these are going to be my top favorites of 2023. I don't know if I can limit it to just 5. I wanted to do a few honorable mentions of some decks that I got at the very end of the year. And there was a package I received in 2024. So, and just like that, my camera battery is about to die. Give me 1 second. I'm going to give a shout out to these 2 decks. The first, we're going to start with the Moonology Messages Oracle by Yasmin Boland. I think this deck was a little bit up and down with people because it did not stick to the traditional structure of the previous 2 decks, in which she would do a moon sign with a specific, or a moon and an astrological sign, essentially. So this one was a little bit more free-flowing. And at first I was hesitant because I like structure in a deck, but I really feel like Yasmin had insights that she could share with this oracle that maybe wouldn't have fit in the other 2, and I have both. So I love this deck creator. Yasmin does a wonderful job, and I think any one of these decks would be great for a beginner who is wanting to get interested in the moon. Okay, so we have the Oracle book, and I believe it's in alphabetical order. She does give a very, I would say an adequate introduction. And I also have her book, Moonology, that has rituals for every sign and every house. And I really think that if you're into manifestation and you're wanting to connect your manifesting to the moon cycles, it's a really great book to purchase and have in your collection. So I'm not going to go through the whole deck. There is some keywords here, unless you want me to. And again, you can leave a blue heart down below. We have day moon with love, drawing down the moon, knowledge. I remember buying this deck as retail therapy because I got corona and could not go out for New Year's. So this actually came out on New Year's Eve. And as I say this, I see the synchronicity with the clock coming through and divine timing being relevant here. We have Howl at the Moon with process your feelings. So I like that there's, a lunar message and a keyword to help you. The artwork is stunning as always. I love the value of the artwork you get in just about every Hay House deck, but specifically Yasmin Boland's decks. They're always created so beautifully. I like this parallel that she drew between the young moon and strength and the yin moon and accepting help. I really like this pair. If you don't know, young moons are masculine energy and yin moons are feminine. So masculine would be Aries, Leo, and Sag, as well as Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini, and then these would be the water sign moons. I think you can connect the dots. But I love how unique each card is, and there is so much power in each one of these cards and connecting to, its true essence. And so yeah, I didn't get a chance to play around with this deck as much, but I remember really liking it when I first got it. And again, that was on New Year's Eve. So while I purchased it in 2023, and it took me a while, I actually wasn't sure if I was going to purchase this one. And then I bought it on a whim with some Christmas money, but well worth it. Artwork is by Ali Vermilio. I wonder if she uses the same artist. But regardless, Moonology messages. My next deck that I received very late into 2023, and I'd wanted this deck for months. It is the Spread Crafters Oracle. I hope I'm saying her name right, and if I make a mistake, I apologize. Kimberly M. San. This is stunning. I will say mine came with a misprint on the card Shame. However, I'm taking that as an ironic synchronicity and just accepting it as something that maybe I have to accept as a perfectionist. But the box is gorge, okay? It says a spread crafting deck for spiritual card slingers and truth seekers. So this was actually first published in 2021, printed with love in China. So this did take a while to come out. This is the little inscription. And I have the box. I have the cards here. I was using them, but I saw this on Tarot Stack and I really wanted it, and they never restocked. And I believe to this day they still have it out of stock. Correct me if I'm wrong. And granted, that might change. So, however, I couldn't wait, and so I just went to the artist's Etsy shop and bought them through there. And it turned out really, really well. I like these just for random pulls, and you can use the theme as a journal prompt. So for example, self-care. This is a form of light work. And it says, what can you do to nurture your mind, body, and spirit, your mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being? And I just really like that message. I like that you can use this then in conjunction with a tarot card as well, if you so choose, and you can pair it. I do think I'm going to get both expansion packs. They are a little bit less expensive than this deck was. And again, this like muted purple matte guild is everything to me. I really like the color scheme that she chose with this deck. The font is everything. The messages are so potent and powerful. So if you want to make a splurge, I would definitely invest in Kim's deck. So Kimberly, thank you so much for creating this beauty. And she is the same creator of the Panda Tarot. I will probably get that at some point too, just because I love her things. So these are my honorable mentions, because while I love these, I got these late in 2023. So with that being said, we're going to be moving on. Now, this is a series of decks. I bought them all last year, and they were all super powerful for me when I used them. I've also used them for others, and if you're a beginner or you're a witch, these are the perfect ways it's the perfect way to dip your toes in, okay? This is the Oreos of Oracle cards, okay? And I say Oreo because there's so many flavors and varieties of of this magical cookie, just like, I'm sorry to keep you waiting. Hold on. So it's the Seasons of the Witch. Okay, this is the Beltane Oracle. It's the one I bought first and probably the one that I use the most. So we have the guidebook. It's full color, by the way. And each one has an introduction, and we'll talk about the themes that are prevalent in this season. So for example, this is Beltane, and so these are the themes that we're gonna see. Beltane occurs May 1st, but their guidebooks are glorious. Love them, love them, love them. And then we have our cards. The gold gilding is still there. And then we have the bees and this marigold black amber, like, oh, it's so, I love the design. I don't have any critiques for this deck. I think that the inscriptions are beautiful and they explain them so nicely in the deck. It's just the more I use these cards, like the more I look forward to each season where I get to use them. And honestly, these decks have kind of made me a seasonal decker, like just appreciating the cards that come through with the seasons. And obviously there are cards that I use throughout the whole year. And, you know, these cards carry messages. So it's like, if you feel called to use it during a time when it's not maybe Beltane, then, you know, maybe the themes of that is relevant for you or a client at the time. But the only thing, there's a slight gloss on these, and that's, I guess, the one thing I would say. I like a card that's more matte, but we can't have it all, and I'm okay with that. So this is Beltane. I actually got in bulk as a gift from a friend, but I got that in 2024, so I didn't want to include it in my 2023. You'll probably see it as one of my 2024 because I loved it. This might be my favorite though. The Maven might be I'm a fall girly, and then look at that. Just look at how festive that is. It's gorgeous. And then we have an autumn, like a marigold orange toned gild, which is gorgeous. And, you know, again, all the themes that are prevalent throughout the season. So we have the autumn equinox. Again, as a series, I just really, really, really appreciate these cards. I can't say enough good things. My goal is to buy all 3 of the other decks. So that would be, they're coming out with 2 this year. Actually, so they're coming out with 2. I think it's Letha Lamas. And then we have, there's one more deck that I need to get. Samhain. I need to get Samhain. So again, I'll probably, just because I feel like they all touch a different heartstring so perfectly. I'm not going to go through all of them. If you want a full review of the Seasons of the Witch, though, I might consider doing that because that's how much I love these cards. Maybe we can study the seasons together. All the illustrations are gorgeous. It's just, the messages are so powerful. I remember getting a lot of use, like specifically when I pulled for friends or myself personally at the time. It was very helpful. So we have Miss Maven over here. I'll try to put them in the background. And then we have Yule, which I used this a lot during Yuletide season for myself and for others. And then we just take some time to appreciate that. These were all well worth and I like the cost effectiveness of these. Obviously that's made possible because it's a mass market, but these are everybody's favorite. Okay. This series, and it's clearly for a reason. I love how organically the cards flow together. I like how they can take something so simple, a facet of a season that might be so simple, and transform it to something, so they go into it with such depth. And I really like the themes that they bring up in these cards. So Seasons of the Witch is a win for sure. For sure. Okay, so with that being said, we have those. Another deck that I want to talk about is the Healing Waters Oracle by Rebecca Campbell. I did pre-order this. Some people, I think it's a hit or miss. I didn't use this as often as I wanted to, but the times that I did use it were it gave me very powerful messages. And I think if you're also wanting to learn more about the element of water in a more spiritual way and the origins of such, this deck might be for you. If you wanted to be a mermaid when you were little, I liked these a lot. But it feels like she has a deck coming out every year. I know I'm part of the Hay House subscription box. And I know I'm getting her Ancient Stones deck, so we will definitely unbox that when the time comes. I appreciate the simplicity. She's another one where I've bought every deck that she's come out with. Not the Rose Oracle Pocket Edition. I don't know. To me, it's like if I really connected with it, then I'll buy a Pocket Edition of. But and Halloween Tarot, I want to buy the full version. I have some mini decks that I want the corresponding full version of the deck. The waterfall. So we'll probably end with this one, and then I'll go into my official, well, hold on. I'm not even keeping track anymore, guys, if it's supposed to be a top 5 or not. I wanted to have it top 5, but I feel like I usually buy way more Oracle than Tarot anyway, just because there's more Oracle artists that I really like, and I'm picky about my cards. Like, I want to be more open-minded, but it just didn't happen for me. Take the plunge. Don't hold back. It's time. Go for it. Dive in. What are you waiting for? All right. So I think I'm going to leave you there. When we come back, we're going to look at our next Oracle deck. Okay. Another deck that I really, really liked was this Illuminator's Amulet. I had been seeing this all over my TikTok, and I didn't know what it was. And then I finally found it, and it turns out it was a Threads of Fate tarot. And at the time, they only had the maroon version, and then they came out with this hot pink version, and I could not say no. Therefore, we have the Illuminator's Amulet. Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. And I love this deck in readings. It's almost like a magic 8-ball, but with way more responses. And I love the guild, the holographic guild, and these, I wish that they came out a little bit more clear. But so for example, for those of you tuning in, think of a question that you want to know the answer to, and I'm going to try and connect with the energy of those who watch. I'm going to try and connect with the energy of those who watch. Okay, so we have 2 answers. Be clear on your wishes. So maybe you know it, you have an idea of what it is that you want, but you're afraid to get too specific because you're afraid of losing out on that, or afraid of getting your hopes up. But Spirit really wants you to visualize what it is that you want to bring into the 3D. And then we have ask an ally. So ask somebody who you know might be able to lend some insight. Ask somebody who you can trust. Ask somebody who has been supportive of you Ask somebody who's been supportive of you since day one. And I'll just see the bottom card. Nope. So some of you might be getting a little redirection. And I think part of that scares you a little bit. So anyways, I used this stop ruminating. Some of you just need to take action. With this Illuminator's Amulet, I used this so much in asking about graduate school and whether or not I'd get in. And now that I'm in graduate school, it's like, what? So I like this deck as a simple like yes or no. I think that it might be useful in anybody's collection. I mean, just for a quick answer, it's not bad. Not bad at all. Next, we're going to get into an affirmation deck. I really, really liked it. And it honestly became one of the affirmation deck that I wanted to have in a reading. So we have the Believe in Your Own Magic Oracle deck by Amanda Lovelace. Artwork by Janena Medeiros. I hope I'm saying that right. And if I didn't, I'm so sorry. Now, I got this last year for my birthday and I'm very grateful. What I will say though is these cards are a little too big for me, and the guidebook sometimes gets stuck in the box, so I tend to have it outside of the box and just, take it when I need it. And it is relatively thin. And I love Amanda Lovelace's poetry. I've been reading her poetry for a while now, and so when I heard she was coming out with an oracle deck, I really wanted it, and I actually even got her tarot deck. These have very gentle messages on them, and it's kind of my go-to when I need a quick message and I just need some very, I just need something from the heart. What do I need to hear right now? What do you need to hear right now? Let's see. That's the only thing. These are really, really big. And so it can also make shuffling kind of tricky. But it's like I feel like despite this, and I still want to use it, I think it's a sign. I just wish they were a smidgen smaller. We have nostalgia. Focus on the here and now. So, yep. Some of you might have your head in the clouds, or you're romanticizing a past relationship, a past experience, a past lifestyle in your life, and Spirit is really wanting you to ground in the present moment. We also have the number 33 coming through. This can also signal a discussion with a friend. She might be able to recognize that the you now has come so much farther than the you then. And I needed a kick in the ass last year in my moving process, and it was like one of my best friends told me, you have been through so much worse. This moving might seem like the most stressful situation, but you will get through this. And I did. And it was stressful, but it was not impossible. But that was by far, I think, one of the worst. Me and Marty have really bad luck when it comes to moving. Like we're both neurodivergent. And so sometimes it can be a little tricky. And there was a lot of stuff that was happening last year. And so it's like I really leaned on this deck. And I also used this deck a lot in my client readings. So, yes. I just thought I'd mention it. Although it's like, I don't know, right now I'm not like super into affirmation decks. Like I have a good number of them. But I haven't been feeling them. But when I do want some TLC, I do reach for that Oracle deck. And that's, what makes me really, really grateful. Okay, so I think we're getting into our top 4. No, wait, hold on. No, this is the top 3. Yep, this is the top 3. These are the ones that I loved the most, which is weird, but we are going to have a top 3. So, in my top 3, we have, I just knocked out a bunch of cards. We have Oracle at the Delphi. Honestly, was not going to purchase this, and then I had no intentions of this deck. I didn't even know about it. And then I saw it on Gem Goddess's channel, and I loved the artwork immediately. Like I connected with it. And then I put it on my wish list. I wasn't going to buy it. And then I asked my best friend to choose between one of 3 decks, and she chose this one. And I'm so glad she did, because here we are. We got it. These cards are also on the bigger side. This is from Angel Publishing, and usually they make their cards on the bigger end. But I don't know. They're not as big as the Believe in Your Own Magic, and so in that sense, it's a little bit easier. I'm going to reposition these. Okay, so we have the Greek gods and goddesses. We have, strategist. I just love the artwork, but I also really like the way that they use the keywords. I really like that. I love the variety and the range in the 44 cards that they have. If you're into Greek mythology, I think you'll really connect with this deck. And they also have numbers on there for numerology lovers. You can connect with that as well. But I love this like collage style deck. It's really pretty. And I don't know. I was really surprised by the depths that this deck had for me. And I used it for people too, and it was wild because I used it at a Christmas party. I think her name is Artemis, and I've taken notes, and the guidebook is stunning. It's full color. There's spreads in here. As you can see, like I've annotated, and I really got into this guidebook, which I've never done before. Well, this card like hit very, very, very strongly with somebody that I had, but I really like this kind of these quick insights. So it's like if you just want like the important parts, and I love that they include the chakras as well. I don't know, it was a pleasant surprise, but this deck really blew me away in terms of how accurate and also like very powerful. So let's see what card you got. You got Advocate, astute goddess of justice, holds space for you from her balance. So sometimes they do introduce the goddess that it was. But you're an advocate for others. It just doesn't seem like you're an advocate for yourself. And there might be a balance necessary, or like you need to balance that out, reconcile differences, forgiving others, showing up and upholding your values, and asking yourself, are you in alignment with those fundamental pillars that you prioritize in life and in love and in relationships in general, etc.? Discovering who you are so that you can help and serve others in a much more profound way. Those are certain insights that I'm seeing. Some of you are going to be or have a lot of support through a legal case that is happening. So yeah, I love that. And advocating for yourself, learning to speak up for you and your needs and your wants. And then we have Magic Maker with 33. Like, isn't the artwork so spot on? I love it. I love it. So this deck was easily my number 3 choice for the year. Sorry, I have cards. I'm surrounded by cards right now. I'm a hot mess. And okay. Put that there. Okay. We're getting into our top 2. Kind of scary. If you go down the rabbit hole of any of my 2023 readings, the second I got this deck was like one of the happiest moments in my life. And honestly, I can thank my sister for both of these because she gave me a gift card that I was able to use to buy these. But this is an astrology deck, and it's got the planet, or it's got the number associated with the house. And then, does it? No. Yes, it does. The number associated with the house. So 9 is the 9th house. We have Jupiter and the sign, and just a depiction with a keyword. And this book also, the guidebook, is amazing at explaining how it pertains to yourself in terms of the astrological placement, and also what it means in a tarot card reading. It is probably one of my favorite astrology decks. I really like the use of like how they did imagery. And yeah, it's just I had so much fun using this deck. I think any time I got an opportunity to use it, and at first I was kind of bummed by the size of the cards, and the more that I use it, the more that I love that they're these size. Like a Rider Smith card for like just, a traditional tarot card, you can tell it's both shorter and it's only by a smidgen that the tarot card is a little bit wider, but I really like the size of these cards. I love the messages that I got. I love that you can look and visualize at different aspects of your sign. So I think that there's the planets, the personal planets. I don't remember. There's sun, moon. So they're the luminaries, Mercury and Mars. And then we have Jupiter, Saturn, and Venus. So I believe the 7 planets. And again, it just helps you. And I love how each planet has different architectural, like structural design in terms of the artwork. Like this is the moon, for example. So there's a split image here. And it's just, it's become my favorite astrology deck. I should actually, that's maybe an idea for a video, as I'll showcase my astrology decks. If you're an astrology person, this is the moon in Aries. This is my placement. Oh my gosh, that is so strange. There's a tiger. And then we have like motherhood and protection, like so fierce yet so compassionate at the same time, and being connected with our own inner child helps us better empathize and relate to children. And when we want something, it's like we have to have it. It's the eye of the tiger, baby. Eye of the freaking tiger. And then we have Mars and Aquarius with rebellion. And it's just, I'm so speechless when it comes to this deck, because I just connect really well with the messages in here. And there's a lot of different scenarios where I can use this deck, which I really, really, really like. Like for example, I can go out and pick out my sun, moon, rising, and like, well, actually you cannot pick out your rising. There is no ascendant or north node, unfortunately, but my sun, my moon, my personal planets, and kind of give myself an analysis or help others if I'm doing a reading for them specifically about their astrology and what that means for them and what that looks like. And I don't know. There's not a lot of decks that this one is just, it's everything. And I miss it when I'm not around. I really want to, part of me really wants to edge this deck, but I just, this deck is everything to me. It really, truly is. Okay. Now on to my number one, my numero uno for the year 2023. Now this is a deck that was not released in 2023. I got it though for, again, like I said, birthday money. And it's my most used. I've used it so many times and gotten great results with it. And it's been a favorite ever since I got it. Okay, it has to be this one. This is the Tea Leaf Oracle. And I've been wanting this for so long because everybody on YouTube has it. Now, obviously you get 200 cards, but the messages are so fun and random, yet so accurate. Some people, they split it into 2 decks and then they'll say, okay, we'll take one from this. So we have Valley, deep personal strength and peace that assures success. Deep personal strength. And then we have Dagger, fear, worries, tense situations. So DMV, car crash, I don't know. No, but this personal strength has gotten you through these fears. Like you've had to really carve out space for yourself and get to know yourself and who you are as a person so that you know who you are as a warrior. And I think no matter how dark the clouds get, your inner light stays strong. It does not dim with fear. And we have Bread, period of prosperity and abundance. I think that, again, you've held on for so long that the universe is rewarding you with prosperity. We have animals in here, though. We have, like, so for example, foxes on the other end. We have animals. We have times of the month. We have like themes, like anything you want. And this obviously ties into tea leaf reading. There's a lot more about that in the book, but you can use these however you wish. You know, like you can use them for oracle cards as well. But I bring these everywhere, and it's not like they fit in the easiest, but it's like I will carry these around even if it's a little bit awkward, because I know the cards are so real. So yeah, I guess that's it for my 2023 video. I know it was a little bit longer, but I just had to show you guys my favorite decks. What I will say, you know what? We'll do the one non-favorite and then we'll move on. The one deck that I didn't vibe with is the Dream Your Joy Oracle by Judy Mastrangelo. I love saying her name. I saw someone say fairy tales, and I was like, okay. And the guidebook is pretty. I'm not saying, but this is the kind of artwork that you get in here. And I wanted to love this deck so bad, but it's like I never used it. Or I would talk myself out of using it because it's just, you know, there's some powerful cards in here too. Like everyone goes through periods of feeling inadequate. Water Lily Pond, never stop dreaming. Protector of nature, love our planet. I love the messages of these cards. I really do. I love the artwork. She's an artist, so all of these illustrations are original, and the colors, I guess, correspond with the chakras, but it's just I don't use it enough. And if it was between this deck and another deck, I would choose the other deck. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to show all of them. It's a good size, okay? I love the little deck art with the dandelions. I think it's so cute, and it's like this peachy salmon color, which is perfect for spring. And it's me. It's not you. It's me, but I know you gotta go, okay? All right. Well, that is all I have for you, my loves. If you liked this video, you want to see more deck reviews, give this video a like and subscribe if you feel called to. If not, no hard feelings. And I will see you in a video soon. Toodles!